So I thought I'd show you guys my new house. It's not the best. We were gonna get a roof, but I got a dirt bike instead. But I think it's the right choice. I mean, it rains here a lot less than in the UK, so let's go. Of course you wouldn't start on the first kick for the video, would you?
The first week of anything new is usually pretty tricky, and the first week of riding dirt bikes was no different. There were crashes, running, stalls, successes, failures, and kick after kick after kick. But I did it. I completed my first week of dirt bike riding, and without breaking a single bone, touch wood. And holy crap, is that fun. How did I not try this sooner? I've spent the last 6 years glued to street bikes, and I've loved almost every minute of it. Now, my street bike days are nowhere near finished, but for some reason, I've been itching to give dirt bikes a go. So last week, I finally pulled the pin and bought a 2015 Honda CRF250R, and this is my first week of riding it. My first ride on the CRF was odd. I did exactly what you'd expect a road rider to do on their first ride on a dirt bike. I stuck to paved routes because I didn't really know where to go. On the paved sections, it felt exactly like a slow 250. But when I ventured off-road, it suddenly felt more like a liter bike, with much more power than I needed.
What a good little bike. I didn't think a 250 could ever scare me, but apparently all you have to do is put it off-road and it can.
The fact that a 250 can be scary, and that after years of riding I can suddenly feel new to motorbikes, is precisely why I wanted to give dirt bikes a try. I managed to find some grass, which I classified as hectic off-road on day 1, found a short jeep track, played with 2 out of the 3 engine maps, almost fell down a hole, rode in a drain, obeyed some road rules, struggled with my new stiff boots,
try to find neutral in boots that are a popular thing,
and leaned the kickstandless bike against a door to get some photos.
At least it doesn't weigh anything. Ta-da! Perfect. I've always wanted a bike that I can kickstart, and after 20 minutes I'm tired. This is a good workout.
There is nothing purer than a dirt bike with a kickstart. But once you stall it, you start to rethink the concept. However, somehow my feelings about kickstarts didn't change that day, and I decided to quit while I was ahead. Day 2 started with appreciating my 4-stroke that can stop in at any petrol station with no need for premixing the fuel with oil. And I realized that dirt bikes are also pleasantly affordable to fill up. This time I used a lot less pavement and stumbled over a dirt road that would soon become my new favorite place to mess around. A few runs up and down later, I realized the beauty of a dirt bike. Exploration. I found a massive mound of building rubble with a jagged climb that was out of my comfort zone, especially for my second day of riding. Somehow I managed, or rather, the bike managed to climb up it. Fortunately, a puncture from the rubble was avoided while making a meal of the descent back down, and my mind slowly realized that this is actually possible to ride. Over the next few days, I started to feel more comfortable on the bike and started to really enjoy riding off-road. I got to squeeze in a romantic sunset ride with Rhonda the Honda. And my girlfriend was there too, who fancied another go on the CRF. The previous day she did well, up until accidentally riding into a ditch that I would not have attempted.
It's just gonna stay here forever now.
Once again, it started well, without stalling and narrowly avoiding the ridge she'd ridden into previously. However, the second run was when things got squirrely, as she took a wide line to turn and hit the front brakes, which ended badly. The bike, she was fine and just bent the brake lever a little, but I was impressed by how quickly she killed the engine. And although I bought the bike to be dropped, I kind of thought I'd be the one dropping it. That took a few more days to happen though. Sometimes a day off is what you need to reflect, especially since my back was stiff from tugging on the handlebars for days on end. Day 6 was the day when things just clicked a little. Curiosity got the better of me and I found new trails, future challenges and grassy bumps next to the sand road that are just big enough to get the wheels off the ground and just small enough to be invisible on camera. They taught me not to shut off before the back wheel leaves the lip or the nose dips, and standing to be able to use your body weight is key, although I'd only get about 2 out of the 8 jumps right each run. I kept forgetting to squeeze the bike with my knees, and the run left me out of breath every time. I need to get fitter. After a few days without rain, the sand had dried up and was loose and slippery, meaning I could play around with sliding the rear wheel in a rather messy fashion. I deliberately put myself into the ridge a few times because the soft, angled sand challenged my standing ability, and I finally realized why dirt bikers only use a finger or two on the clutch. Because suddenly I needed all the fingers gripping the bars that I could get, and one at the ready to either pull the clutch in or pop it if the right time arose.
Ooh, that was fun. Let's go down.
It took me a whole week, but finally I dropped the CRF, and you won't believe me, but my camera was frozen at the time.
So I know this sounds like a silly excuse, but I wasn't recording and I just dropped my bike trying to come around here. And every time I plug my mic adapter in now, for some reason the GoPro doesn't turn on. So it should have been recording, but yet it missed the first time I dropped it. And this is why I usually have 2 cameras with a 360, so that you never miss cool moments like this. You let me down, GoPro. You really did. But at least the bike's okay. I told the grip ever so slightly, but I didn't even bend the lever. So my girlfriend's better at crushing than I am apparently, because she bent this lever.
But anyway, that was my eventful first week of riding dirt bikes. There might not be any visible improvements, but my goal for now is simply to get more comfortable on the bike. I now know that I need to get fitter. Turns by spinning the rear wheel would come in handy, and I need to train my brain to man up.